I'm going to show how can white win in this position and introduce some knowledge about key squares in king's pawn endings. As I did a lot of times, I would like to challenge the smart bot on chess.com, which has a rating over 3,000. That's very high. And I will show you the correct moves and explain. So I'll move king to a6 and king to b8, that's the only move. King to b6. Although king to a8, that's a smart move, because if I move pawn to c7, that's a stalemate. But instead, I move king to c7, king to d7, and then I'm going to have a queen. I don't think we need to go further. It's about queen checkmate. But I would like to explain why did I make the king to a6 instead of any other moves. So it's about key squares. And I can go back to the analysis board. So of a white pawn at c6, the key squares are this 6, which I highlight in green. So when we have these squares in mind, we need to be aware that we need to, in some way, any way you can, to make our king stay in one of the key square. And once our king can reach to any of the square, we can secure a win. And from the defender's side, black has to prevent white king stepping into one of these squares. So the reason why I move king to a6, because I am posing the black king and forcing it to b8, and then I move king to b6. That's still another opposition. And opposition is really useful in pawn's endings, because it forces your opponent to give way to your king. So in this case, the king has to give way either to left or right. And when it comes to a8, this is what the bot did. I can move my king to one of the key square, that is c7, right? And then I can make king to either like d8 or d8 or d7, so my king can secure all the squares where the pawn needs to get promoted. And if the king goes to c8, I cannot move my king to key square, but I can push the pawn and use the pawn to force the king like out of the c8 or out of my way to d7, and then I push my king to d7, b7, and that's the key square, and then I can have a queen afterwards. So this is about key squares and a position in king pawn's end game. And what if I move king to b8? So that's a different outcome. And the only move from black is king to b8. So now the black king is opposing my king. So yeah, how can I do? If I push from c7, king c8, and kings to c6, that's the only move if I don't want to lose a pawn, but the game ends up as a stalemate. So that's a draw. So can I move the king around from the other side? For example, king c5. And in this case, black can move king to c7, just stay as close as possible to my pawn, in front of my pawn. And if I move king to d5, be careful, the only best move is king c8. Because when white moved the king to d8, d6, remember the key squares? White want to step in the key square from the right side, but I can oppose the white king to force it away. And this is the position black can secure a draw. And that's it.